From 5 on your side, this is Today in St. Louis.
A bombshell announcement in Jefferson City. Governor Eric Greitens admits he cheated on his wife, and now he's being accused of blackmail to cover it up.
New this morning, we're hearing from some Missouri lawmakers, plus we're asking you the question, should Governor Greitens resign?
Plan for big changes in the weather before you leave home today. Temperatures will plunge more than 40 degrees in the next 24 hours. Rain, ice, and snow are coming along with it. I'm timing out your forecast in 90 seconds.
A desperate search still underway this morning after devastating mudslides in California.
And the water and mud just flew in. It took them by surprise.
Are you in the market for a new car? New at 6, we're sharing which vehicles are loved the most by their owners.
And cheers for chicken, the new restaurant that had people camping out overnight. Good morning to you on this Thursday, January 11th. I'm Allie Corey.
Good morning, I'm Rennie Knott. Shocking claims about Missouri's governor are coming to light this morning.
Overnight, Governor Eric Greitens admitted in a statement that he was unfaithful in his marriage before he was elected governor. He apologized and his wife Sheena forgave him. Now, the governor's attorney is also denying claims that Greitens blackmailed the woman he had his affair with, calling the claims outrageous.
Our team of producers and reporters have been hard at work on this story all night long for you. We will have complete coverage for you coming up in 90 seconds. But first, huge changes are already happening across the bi-state. A cold front will cause temperatures to plunge 40 degrees by tomorrow morning. And a blast of rain, ice, and snow is coming along with it.
Let's get right over to 5 on your side meteorologist Chester Lanskin with these details you need to know about.
Yep, the National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory for our entire region. It starts a little bit earlier out towards mid-Missouri and out towards places like Lincoln County, up towards Pike County and into Montgomery County. But for the metro, it begins at 3 o'clock and lasts through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And that's because we expect rain and shower activity to change over to a little bit of light freezing rain, followed by a brief period of sleet and snow. We don't expect significant accumulations, but it'll be enough ice out there to create slick spots on some of those untreated surfaces. It's all shower activity this morning because temperatures are so warm. We're up near 60 degrees, and we stay there for the next several hours. Through 1, 2 o'clock, it's going to be in the 60s and 50s. Then we drop into the low mid 50s through 3, 4 o'clock. And by this evening, this light shower activity changes over to light freezing rain just after the evening commute into dinner time. More on this in a few minutes. Tracking that morning commute now, here's Anthony.
All right. Well, 6:02, we're doing all right when it comes to the traffic. We do have the damp roads, as Chester's been telling us about, but we only have one crash to tell you about. It's on the Illinois side in Alton, but here you can see 278 Newhalls Ferry, not looking all that bad. There's the crash at Landmarks Boulevard at Lewis and Clark as you get onto the bridge headed out of Alton, so keep in mind that may add additional slowing if that is your route. Aside from that, we've got the damp roads. Temperatures are well above freezing, so don't have to worry about the ice right now. But remember, temperatures this evening will be cold enough for that coat. So go ahead and throw it into the car. And remember, this evening we're talking freezing rain, sleet, and snow. So that evening commute, and especially if you've got to be out tonight traveling, could be a little dicey. All right, Allie and Rennie, back to you guys.
Anthony, thanks. And we are following a developing story this morning as Missouri's governor admits to having an affair while dodging allegations of blackmail. And now people around the state, including other lawmakers, are calling for his resignation. Our Ryan Dean will have more on that coming up in just a moment.
But first, our Abby Larico is here breaking down why this could mean a criminal investigation into the governor's actions. Abby?
Hey, Allie, Rennie, lots to unpack here. So just moments after praising the state of the state, Missouri's governor is defending the state of his marriage. The governor says it stops with infidelity, but this admission comes with allegations of blackmail. Now, in a statement released last night, the Greitens admitted to a time before he became governor when, quote, Eric was unfaithful. They say he took responsibility and the couple dealt with it privately. They say despite the pain it's caused them and others, quote, with God's mercy, Sheena has forgiven and we have emerged stronger, end quote. The couple goes on to ask people to forgive them as well, though they understand there will be some who cannot. Now, the governor's lawyer says the media report claiming blackmail, quote, contained multiple false allegations. He says what happened between Governor Greitens and the woman is not of any interest to law enforcement. He says nothing illegal happened and there was never any blackmailing. Quote, this personal matter has been addressed by the governor and Mrs. Greitens privately years ago when it happened, and he calls the claims, quote, outrageous. Now, of course, we're still working to independently confirm what is happening next with this. Now, if indeed Governor Greitens was blackmailing the woman he was with to keep her quiet, it could be a form of revenge porn. Now, this right here, House Bill number 706, is the bill that would have made revenge porn illegal in the state of Missouri, but the key words there are would have. It never even got a vote.
Oh, wow. That is huge.
All right, Abby, thanks so much, and a lot more to get to on this.
Reaction to the news has been coming in fast and furious overnight.
And now we turn it over to our Ryan Dean, who is tracking that part of it for us. He continues our team coverage live in Clayton this morning. Ryan, what can you tell us?
Well, here's the deal. So the reason why we're in Clayton this morning, we're actually trying to get reaction from a lawyer who could be involved in this case if there are allegations of the blackmail. If that does go forward, and if maybe law enforcement does get involved, this lawyer would also be involved. So we're waiting to get reaction from him. So that's why we're here this morning. But as you mentioned, a lot of reaction coming in from lawmakers and others overnight. Actually, social media buzzing about this bombshell that dropped late last night. Let's show you the first reaction. It is from State Senator Jamila Nasheed. She tweeted out last night calling on the governor to resign immediately. She wrote, "We must end the culture of corruption." And then Republican Senator Rob Schaaf tweeted out after the admission, "Stick a fork in him." Now, it is important to mention that Schaaf and Greitens, it has been well documented that they have some political differences. But again, he tweeted that out after the admission, "Stick a fork in him." We are going to continue to follow reaction. We expect much more to come in today once business hours resume and the news of this bombshell is spreading around the country. A lot of networks also tweeting about it this morning as well, guys. So we'll have much more reaction coming up maybe right before 7 o'clock.
All right, Ryan, thanks so much.
As you can imagine, this has been the top story on our website and Facebook page since it was posted last night, and a lot of people are talking about it. Betty Cruz says she remembers him talking about a loving husband, father, and mother of God. She says those who need to say that do so because it's not true.
But Petunia Gray says he admitted it and they dealt with it together. She says this is a marital issue. It's not sexual harassment or breaking laws.
Mike Stroud commented, "It's no one's business except the part about him blackmailing his victim to stay quiet, which is against the law."
Now, we are also tracking your reaction this morning with our live poll. Do you think Governor Greitens should resign?
The results are right there on your screen. You can weigh in right now. Just open the KCK app and click Vote Now.
Right now, it looks like it's 50-50.
Split. We'll see what happens as the morning goes on. We'll have much more on the story throughout the morning. You can also read more right now on KCK.com and on the KCK app.
Talking weather now, we have a lot to talk about here. We have shower activity in the metro right now. We're tracking it. It's moving in from the north and west, and we expected these showers this morning. We told you we'd have a bit of a damp commute, and we certainly have that as these showers move in out ahead of our frontal boundary. It doesn't arrive until later this afternoon. Showers stretch from northern Calhoun County right on through a good chunk of Warren County and stretching a little further south and west through Franklin County, now getting showers in around Washington. Also a few showers in the metro at this hour, stretching towards Alton and into the Cahokia area. Winter weather advisory in purple that covers most of our area this afternoon, tonight, and early tomorrow morning. Winter storm watch where we expect more significant icing to the south and east of St. Louis. And today does look like a warm and damp day, off and on showers and drizzle. So it's damp all day long, but it won't rain the entire day. There will be some dry time. I don't think we'll see much in the way of sunshine. Temps in the 60s through 2 o'clock, and then a sharp drop in temps. By the evening commute, you'll need the jacket. And by late this evening, we'll see some light freezing rain, maybe even a little sleet and snow. It's not going to be the biggest storm of the century or anything, but it'll slicken up those roads later this evening. Speaking of roads that are slick, they're slick now because of the dampness out there. What's happening, Anthony?
Yeah, this is 64 east of Brentwood. Looks good. The vantage point that we're looking at is on 64. You see both sides of the highway look good there. No issues, but as you come off of 170, that big ramp that gets you onto 64, keep in mind it could be slick because, again, the rain is coming down across parts of the region. We've got a stall on 64 near Jefferson, but keep in mind, this is the time of year where, yes, the stall could be a little more detrimental, but I got to tell you, not only that, when you do have a stall occur and you never had one, you want to use those flashers, you know, the thing that go bing, bing. Those let people know that you are off on the shoulder, because just a couple days ago, we had someone who was actually killed because of one of those stalls that's just sitting on the side of the road trying to fix their car. And so just keep that in mind. You don't want to be reported on the news that way. 70, 64, and the Page Extension coming out of St. Charles County look good. No slowing there. About a 20-minute drive on all of those stretches of road. Now, I got to tell you, while we are here working hard every morning, while you get going out the door, well, you may not have us with you. You can take us with you if you'd like. You can download that KSDK app. Of course, we tell you all the time about it. Just search the KSDK, those words, in your app store on Google Play or in the Apple App Store. All right, guys, back to you.
Anthony, thanks. A desperate search is still underway in California. Rescuers trying to reach survivors from this week's mudslide. Families heartbroken as the death toll rises.
In Washington this morning, the focus is back on Russia. President Trump admitting there was collusion, but he says it wasn't him.
And an urban campout moves into South City. The mouth-watering reason that had this group sleeping outside. Welcome back. If you are just joining us this morning, we want to get you caught up on the developing news we have been following from the overnight. Governor Eric Greitens has admitted to having an affair before he became governor. He's also accused of blackmailing the woman he cheated with, but his lawyers say that is not true. We will have another full report coming up for you at 6:30.
Now, you can also share your thoughts this morning in our poll. Do you think Governor Greitens should resign? Open the KSDK app and click Vote Now to let us know what you think. Right now, 51% saying no.
Well, this morning, at least 17 people have now lost their lives in those mudslides in California. And now family, rescue crews, and neighbors are desperately searching for survivors before time runs out.
I don't know where my parents are, and it's a horrific feeling. Total devastation. The place looks like a war zone.
Now, most of the missing are retirees and young children who were no match for the powerful mud that destroyed 100 homes. And the threat is not over yet. Officials say 1,500 homes are still threatened by the rain-soaked hills. And we are also learning new details in this case against a Catholic priest, Rennie.
Yeah, he was charged with child pornography in the Metro East. Prosecutors charged Gerald Heckenberger with more than a dozen counts. The state's attorney says it's important to know they don't believe any of the pictures or videos contain images from St. Clair County. Turning now to our nation's capital, here's a live look at Washington, D.C. This morning, the talk of the town once again surrounds the Kremlin. President Trump is once again insisting his campaign did not collude with Russia, but now he may not even talk to the special counsel about it.
When they have no collusion and nobody's found any collusion at any level, it seems unlikely that you'd even have an interview. There is collusion, but it's really with the Democrats.
The special counsel's investigators have expressed interest in speaking with Trump, but no details have been worked out. Robert Mueller has added a cybersecurity expert to his team as well, giving a hint as to where this investigation may be going next.
6:15 on a Thursday morning. Where are you? Well, you might not be here. This is where a lot of people are camping out in South St. Louis, and they're getting ready for the first Chick-fil-A within the city limits to open its doors. Actually, the doors opened just minutes ago, guys. It's located at the corner of Hampton and Chippewa. People have camped out there for 24 hours, and it's all to be in line, the first 100, to get free Chick-fil-A for an entire year.
All right, there's that cow. Eat more chicken. Eat more chicken. Now, here's my question. Do these people really love Chick-fil-A that much, or are they in line to say that, oh, yeah, I did that back as a kid. I camped out overnight to get free chicken?
Maybe both.
If there was a time to do it, this would be the night because it's so nice out.
Yeah, it's warm.
Right. Yeah, it's wet, but it's not frigid cold like we've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also pretty expensive for a fast food joint. I mean,
is it?
I agree.
Yeah. So if you're going to get it free for a year, if you eat it a lot, that saves you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard for me to believe that because the lines at the drive-thru for the lunchtime crowd, always so long.
Well, it's not expensive per se, but it's expensive for fast food.
For fast food.
The average family won't be eating it every day, that's for sure. And
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't because it's probably not that good for you. But anyway.
But it's tasty.
The waffle fries.
Oh, and I had those hash browns.
Okay, stop it. Making all of us hungry right now.
There was a Chick-fil-A on Sluice campus when I was going to St. Louis.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I think they still have one. They closed it, then reopened it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Winter weather advisory in force for the St. Louis area. There it is on your map on your screen. Winter weather advisory means that we're going to get some slick spots later this evening. Now, certainly not going to be the biggest storm. If it was a more significant storm, they would issue a winter storm warning, but there are winter storm watches. Let me go back to that graphic. South and east of St. Louis, Jefferson County, Illinois, and Perry County, both Missouri and Illinois. You guys are under a winter storm watch because you will get a little bit more significant icing. This is what it looks like on the radar. There's showers out there. There's drizzle. It's all sliding off to the north and east at this time. We'll have off and on showers and mild temps. 50s to around 60 all day long. There's that line of showers coming in with that cold front. There may be a couple claps of thunder today, too, as that front sweeps through, and even into southern Illinois especially. Front moves through, we get a little bit of icing behind this system. It's not going to be terribly significant, but enough to slicken up those untreated surfaces later this evening. The timing for St. Louis, probably around 6, 7 o'clock when it starts to transition to that freezing rain. And by 8, 9 o'clock, we'll have some light freezing rain and some sleet in the area. Then it changes more to more sleet and snow, more significant icing, again, south and east of St. Louis. Tomorrow morning is very cold but dry, I think, for the metro. So it's almost all done by tomorrow morning in Metro St. Louis. And tomorrow afternoon, everyone will dry out. How much ice could we get? And this would be a combination of both freezing rain and sleet. See, it's not very significant in St. Louis, but you go south and east, and it looks like it's going to be just a little bit more. Now, this is a computer estimate, so don't take this as gospel, but this gives you an idea of what to expect. The snow, or rather the sleet and freezing rain, will be thickest to the south and east of St. Louis with a light glaze across parts of the metro. You have a little bit better chance of getting a light glaze in Belleville than you do in St. Peters, to give you an idea of what to expect. 62 today, warm, breezy, blustery tonight, sharp drop in temps with that wintry mix during the evening hours. The low all the way down to 16. And then 26 tomorrow, a windy day. Still blustery on Saturday, too, and just downright chilly for the upcoming weekend. Again, we'll be watching this evening in St. Louis. You want to keep it tuned to 5 on your side, and we'll have the latest, of course, later tonight. Anthony, what's the latest on the roads at 618?
Well, we're doing all right when it comes to traffic, at least even with the damp roads out there. You can see this is 55 at Butler Hill, doing just fine. Seems as though the camera's a little hung up. I'll give it a little help here. There you can see moving just fine. Aside from the wet roads, volume is starting to build across the region, so we're still looking at light to moderate volume at this hour, and about 6:30, that's when things really get going. Up north in North County, 270 at McDonald Boulevard, you can see both sides of the highway on 270 picking up there. But again, both sides of 270 doing just fine. No slowing to speak of, at least right now. We're looking at about a 20-minute drive in both directions. I've noticed in the last 5 minutes, while we don't have many accidents out there, look at this. We have 3 separate stalls in the downtown area, on 2 on 64, 1 at the 55-44 split. And keep in mind, folks, if you do ever get in a stall, you pull over on the shoulder as fast as you can, use those flashers. Keep your lights on when it is dark like this, because 2 days ago, we had unfortunately reported a fatality because of a stall. And they don't know if we were using the lights or not, but nonetheless, it was a fatality. So keep in mind, if you get a stall, use those flashers. All right, Allie and Ray, back to you guys.
You got to be extra careful out there in this weather. Thanks, Anthony. It is 6:19. Saddle up. We've got tickets to see professional bull riding in St. Louis, but you'll have to stay tuned to win.
Yeehaw. And if you're in the market for a new car, 5 on your side wants to help you in your search. We're sharing the list of cars that get the highest ratings from their owners.
And the chopper is up and about this morning, keeping an eye on the bi-state. If news breaks, we'll bring it to you when Today in St. Louis at 6 returns. Get ready for some bull riding. The professional bull riders are coming to the Scott Trade Center next month, and you can win tickets. We're giving away a family 4-pack of tickets to 5 winners. Just head to ksdk.com/contest before 11 o'clock this morning to register to win.
Yippee-yi-yo. How much do you love your car? Would you buy it again if you could? Those are the questions Consumer Reports is asking in its annual owner satisfaction survey. Our Kelly Jackson has her hands on the results.
At Consumer Reports' 327-acre auto test track, new cars are put through the paces each year as engineers perform safety, driving, and comfort evaluations. But CR's car ratings also factor in how real people who drive the car every day feel about their purchase.
Along with our professional car testing, we survey car owners to get their real-world experiences. How satisfied are they with their car? Did the car meet their expectations, and would they buy the same car again?
So after tallying over 500,000 responses, which vehicles are carrying the most satisfied drivers? Nearly 90% of Toyota Prius owners would buy their hybrid again, putting it at the top of all compact cars. Owners say the car is a great value for the money. The Mazda CX-5 was the top compact SUV. 82% would buy it again, saying they love how it drives and how it looks. The Honda Odyssey was the favorite minivan, with 88% of owners saying they would buy it again, citing its comfort, styling, and driving. When a touch of luxury, Lincoln's new Continental wowed its owners. 91% said they would give their luxury sedan another go, telling CR they were happy with the driving and comfort level in its spacious cabin. The Ford F-350 took the top truck spot and made its buyers very happy this year, with 9 out of 10 owners saying they would buy their truck again. Customers were particularly pleased with the driving experience and rugged styling of this heavy-duty pickup. Consumer Reports factors the data from owner satisfaction survey into a vehicle's overall car ratings. Kelly Jackson, 5 on your side.
Interesting. Yes, it is. Yes, it is 6:25 this morning. Today's pet for adoption is a big boy who is full of love. We'll introduce you to Buster next in Sammy Stars.
And how far would you go to save money? IKEA is putting that challenge out there, and it will all cost you, well, just some bodily fluids.
Oh.
We should put out a warning before we actually talk about that story. 58 at the bus stop. It's very warm. It's also damp out there. Drizzle and showers around. I've got your forecast coming up.
And I'm tracking those roads. So far, so good. We do have one crash on 6440 to speak of. It's in the westbound direction, so counter the commute direction. But we'll talk about that and the drive times around town coming up after this.
Welcome back, 6:28 on this Thursday morning. It's time for Sammy Stars, and this morning we have an absolutely beautiful doggy. I want you to meet Remy. Look at those eyes. Now, he's a blue heeler and Australian shepherd mix. He loves long walks around the park, and he also just loves being lazy, but don't we all? We want to thank Andrew for sending this one in, and if you'd like to see your pet on TV, it is so simple. Just tweet us a picture and a little information using the hashtag Sammy Stars, and you might be up here like Remy come tomorrow or the next day. All right.
I like that. Remy sounds like Rennie. I like that idea. This is Buster, and by the way, Buster is a very happy guy.
Oh my
a little
goodness.
slobbery, too, because he's already got my pants a little soaked right there, but I really love this kid. He's a 2-year-old, looks like a boxer mix, very strong, but very happy, too. He knows how to sit. He can walk politely on the leash. He might pull you a bit, though, because he is a big fella. He likes to be maybe the only dog in the house, but he does love humans. If you would like to meet Buster, just visit the County Animal Care Control in Olivet. What a good boy. What a good boy. The next half hour of the day in St. Louis starts right now.
From 5 on your side, this is Today in St. Louis.
Calls for the governor to resign. Coming up, reaction from Missouri lawmakers.
The news sent shockwaves through Missouri politics. We're breaking down what these accusations could mean for a big workload scheduled in Jefferson City.
Very warm start this morning, but don't forget to grab your coat. Temperatures will fall 40 degrees by tomorrow, and I'm tracking ice and snow barreling our way.
It's been debated for years. Should adults drink milk? This morning, our Verify team has the answer.
And it's quite possibly the most bizarre ad campaign of all time. The reason IKEA is asking for your bodily fluids in exchange for a discount.
Good morning and welcome back. The time right now is 6:30. I'm Rennie Knott.
And I'm Allie Corey. The political scene in Missouri is shaken to its core. Governor Eric Greitens admits to having an affair. He is also being accused of blackmail, which he denies.
It's a stunning development. This is a live look at the Missouri Capitol in Jefferson City. We'll have much more on the story coming up.
But something else we are following very closely this morning is your forecast, because it is about to take a turn, a tumble, a twist, and a turn.
Yeah, big changes. That is an accurate description. Temperatures this morning are very warm. We're near 60 degrees from Chesterfield to Sullivan. Same in Salem, Illinois, and 56 at this hour in Alton. And we do have showers out there. It is liquid precipitation at this 6:30 half hour, 6:31 now our time. See those showers coming in from the south and west. In between showers, there are areas of drizzle as well, and lots of low cloud across the metro. The showers stretch from Troy back towards West St. Louis County. Looks like Chesterfield through Manchester and out towards Fenton as well, and down into Jefferson County, from Arnold south through Barnhart and places like that, off to the south, Peevely, Crystal City. Okay, this is what it looks like for our winter weather advisory. Covers almost the entire area. It goes into effect this afternoon and is in effect until tomorrow morning. And there's a winter storm watch off to our south and east where more significant icing is expected. This morning, low cloud, some drizzle out there, and we're going to keep that around all day long. Not much sunshine. Temps hold near 60 until about 2 o'clock, off and on showers and drizzle. Then that shower activity starts to transition towards light freezing rain just after 6 or 7 o'clock for Metro St. Louis. I think the evening commute will be fine, but if you're out for dinner or something later this evening, you'll watch for some ice. At 6:32, we're talking about that road activity now with Anthony.
All right, time to check traffic. 70 at Mid-Rivers Mall looks good coming out of St. Charles County. Both sides of the highway looking at volume increasing here. 64 at K. Notice these are our eastbound lanes doing just fine. Everybody's playing nice, but the westbound lanes, that's where we have a crash. It's the counter commute, so lighter the volume out across the westbound side of 64, but that's where we have a crash. Coming out of St. Charles County, if you're going eastbound on 70, 64, and the Page extension all look good, about a 20-minute drive. Again, it's the westbound area on 64 right near K and 94 where we're dealing with that accident. Wet roads everywhere and even several stalls in downtown this morning. On 64 there are 2 of them, also a 55-44 split, and then you're starting to see the typical build coming across 270. We're looking at about a 20-minute drive still, but things are starting to jam up, especially coming across from South County headed northbound. All right, now today is definitely one of those days where you want to make sure you check that KSDK app. You can download it at your Google Play Store or your Apple App Play Store there as well. Just remember, you can carry it with you anytime on your phone and even on your tablet. All right, guys, back to you.
Anthony, thanks. We want to get you up to speed now on the story everyone is talking about following the Missouri Governor's State of the State address last night. And it has nothing to do with his speech. He admitted to having an affair before becoming governor, but he says he committed no crime.
Our Abby Larico is following the details on this developing story. Abby?
Well, Rennie, the affair is actually only part of this story. While it might not be good politically, of course, he's right, it's not illegal. Now, the governor says it stops there, but this admission comes with allegations of blackmail. Here's what he and his wife, Sheena, said in a joint statement released late last night. They confess the affair happened, but say Eric, quote, took responsibility and the couple dealt with it privately. They say despite the pain it has caused them and others, quote, with God's mercy, Sheena has forgiven and we have emerged stronger, end quote. The couple goes on to ask for forgiveness. Now, the governor's lawyer says the media reports claiming blackmail, quote, contained multiple false allegations. He says nothing illegal happened and the affair shouldn't be of any interest to law enforcement. Quote, this personal matter has been addressed by the governor and Mrs. Greitens privately years ago when it happened, end quote. And he calls the claims outrageous. Now, the woman involved in this affair has never spoken on the record about this or any blackmail. We are working on independently confirming the details of this. We actually have crews working right now on speaking with the attorneys involved to bring you the very latest. Allie, Rennie?
All right, thank you, Abby. Obviously, these accusations could have a major effect on politics here in the state of Missouri. 5 on your side's political analyst Dave Robertson joins us with now more to talk about that. And I don't think anybody saw this on the horizon at all. How shocked were you to find out the news this morning?
Pretty surprised because I had gone to sleep thinking I would probably discuss the State of the State address to discover this big scandal sort of arising overnight.
We will touch on that in just a moment, but first, this has really shaken Missouri politics, national politics to the core. Mr. Robinson, what is your reaction to this?
Well, Eric Greitens is a rising star in the Republican Party. He was thought to be a potential national figure and has been, gotten a lot of support from people around the country. Seems to be in reasonable shape with the people of Missouri at this point, with some glitches here and there. This is potentially a setback, and if the allegations wind up having any evidence behind them, it'll be a pretty big setback because they've denied that blackmail was involved. Hopefully that's not the case, but if it is, the denial will look really bad for the governor's office.
It has to be good for him, though, in the fact that his wife is standing by him, saying that this happened a while ago, we've moved on. Is that a plus in his house?
It can help, but it probably would not overcome some of the issues that are involved in this, if there's any kind of intimidation, any kind of issue that could connect to the Me Too movement, it's going to be a problem for the governor.
And we are hearing from some Missouri lawmakers this morning. They're sending out tweets overnight. I want to read you some of those and have you react to those. Here is from State Senator Jamila Nasheed. She's calling on the governor to resign immediately. She tweeted, quote, "We must end the culture of corruption." Republican Senator Rob Schaff also appears to be weighing in, tweeting the message, quote, "Stick a fork in him."
Ooh.
So pretty harsh words there coming from the Republican there. What are your reactions to those responses?
I'm not too surprised that the Democratic senator would find this to be an opportunity to raise other issues that have come up with the governor. Campaign finance is one of those issues. But for Senator Rob Schaff, who's kind of an independent-minded individual in the Republican Party, who's been a target of criticism from people supportive of the governor, that's a pretty strong statement. The question is going to be, do you lose more Republican support, support in your own party that you need to govern?
Yeah. Well, without a doubt, the Republican Party is going to take another hit. But let's talk about what you actually came in here for before this news broke, the state of the state. What is our current state of the state, in your opinion?
Pretty good at the moment, waiting to see what happens about a number of different issues that either were skirted or not talked about at all in last night's address.
All right, well, we want to thank you so much for your time this morning. Our political analyst, Dave Robertson, coming in, thinking he'll be talking about the state of the state, and you're weighing in on something starkly different. Yes. So thank you for your time this morning.
Happy to do.
And we also want to track your reaction this morning. We've been doing it with our live poll. We've been asking you, do you think that Governor Greitens should resign? But first, we do want to read some of your comments this morning. And this comes from Betty, and she says, "Who cares?" She says it speaks to his character, integrity, and honesty. She said that also left a door wide open for blackmail. That is why some people do care.
But Kate Clark says coming clean puts out potentially scarring skeleton in his closet, so it can't be used against him in future campaigns.
And then Janice Tanner says when they put their lives in the spotlight, it becomes our business. She says, quote, "Do these politicians really think that this kind of stuff is not going to come out?" Well, we are also tracking, as we said, your reaction in our live poll this morning.
Do you think Governor Greitens should resign? The results are right there on your screen. You can weigh in right now. Just open up the KCK app and click Vote Now. It looks like 51% saying no so far.
And we want to mention, Rennie, that we have had over 500 votes in our poll this morning, and it is split pretty closely there. But a lot of our viewers are taking the time to weigh in our poll. You can do the same thing. Go to ksdk.com/vote now or do it in your app. It is 6:39. The latest ad campaign from IKEA is going viral for a really strange reason.
Yeah, and whiteout conditions are being reported in parts of the Great Plains. Just how much snow we could see today, our Chester Lampkin will be back with that answer.
And should adults drink milk? Well, it is a hotly contested debate, and this morning, our verified team has the answer.
Here are the top stories we're following in your morning rush. Right now, first responders, family, and neighbors are combing through the debris, trying to find people trapped in the mudslides. At least 17 people are missing in Southern California. Another 17 people have been killed. 100 homes have been destroyed, and the rain-soaked hills are threatening 1,500 more. Overnight, at least 7 separate earthquakes struck along the Iran-Iraq border. The USGS says it appears they're all aftershocks from a November trembler that killed more than 530 people. Scientists say that's to be expected after a 7.2 quake. North Korea has found good material to attack President Trump. The bombshell new book, Fire and Fury. The North's main newspaper said overnight the book's sales reflect what it calls rapidly surging anti-Trump sentiments in the international community. It says the book's popularity foretells Trump's political demise. More than 100 CEOs, including the heads of Apple, Facebook, and Amazon, have signed an open letter urging Congress to take action on the DACA program before it expires in March. They want lawmakers to pass legislation ensuring dreamers can continue to live and work without the risk of being deported. They say failure to act could cost the U.S. economy more than $200 billion.
All right, if you have a weak stomach, you might want to put down the breakfast right now, because this next story is a little strange, to say the least. IKEA has a promotion right now that's making everyone ask, what would you do for a good sale? How about pee on a magazine? Yeah, it could be a life-changing ad if you're willing to try it. An IKEA print ad in a popular Swedish women's magazine offers expectant moms a discount. All you have to do is pee on the ad. If the test is positive, the discounted family price will appear on the paper. The ad uses the same technology as in-home pregnancy tests. I think this company is taking it a little too far.
Have we gone too far?
Yeah.
Come on, who's thinking up this stuff going on right now?
Wow.
Are they that desperate to get people to come in and buy stuff these
Well,
days?
I would say, to be fair, this is not in America, so this
Right.
is something they never intended for this audience, and we're just like now talking about it. But you know, that's the risk you run when you do these kinds of things.
Right.
It wasn't meant for us, but it's still weird.
The Swedes.
Yeah.
Weird.
I won't say anything about that, but this is just bizarre
It's
to
strange.
see something like that.
Yeah, here's something that is a little less bizarre, but still something you don't want to see. Parts of the Dakotas are being blasted with whiteout conditions.
Whoa.
Thanks to a powerful storm, which, by the way, is moving towards us.
Come on.
Oh, that's the storm that's coming
the
towards
one?
us?
Can't you go another way?
It's not going to do that, though.
No,
please don't.
exactly. Anthony makes a great point. It's not going to do that here. We are going to see some wintry precipitation in the St. Louis area. Let's talk about what's happening with that school day forecast. A couple areas of drizzle and light shower activity throughout the day. There will be some dry time, not a complete washout today, but certainly going to be some damp times at times here on your Thursday. Look at those numbers. Up towards 60 this afternoon. That's about 20 plus above normal for this time of year. Winter weather advisory in force for the area. Winter storm watch south and east St. Louis, where you guys will get a little bit more significant ice precipitation. It's all rain this morning, shower activity, if you will. The main shower activity is still out towards Columbia and western Missouri. Cold front is advancing in our direction, off and on showers with dry time in between those showers today, but also some drizzle. Warm southerly breezes, gusty winds. There's the front. This is coming in this afternoon about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then by the time we get to 5 o'clock, the front has moved through. Colder air will be pushing in, and that'll switch that light rain over to a little bit of light freezing rain. It's going to be a bit of a flash freeze, if you will. So the rain will dampen the roads, and with the freezing precipitation, that'll allow some of those surfaces, untreated surfaces, to get very slick this evening, hence the winter weather advisory. Not a winter storm warning, but a winter weather advisory. And there may be some light freezing rain or sleet through this evening. We're not expecting significant accumulation for St. Louis, but a little bit more significant from places like Mount Vernon and Flora down through, let's say, Farmington, Perryville, places like that. You guys will get a little bit more sleet and snow than what we're going to see in the metro. Skies are dry for most of your Friday. Cold, too, and quite chilly for Saturday as well. So again, we're warm with drizzly shower activity through 2 o'clock and still showers through about 6 o'clock, rain showers, but temperatures will be crashing by this evening. Grab the jacket for later. You won't need it this morning. You'll need it this evening and afternoon. Look at those temps down into the 20s. A little bit of light freezing drizzle or freezing rain ending as sleet or snow by 9, 10, 11 o'clock tonight. And then windy and cold tomorrow, and we're chilly right on through your Saturday, Sunday, and Monday with a little bit of light snow, but I don't think anything too significant. Okay, check this out. 5, 1, and wave. Whee! Yep, we made it to South Roxana Elementary School for the Super School visit yesterday. I got out there and talked to the kindergartners and the first graders. They did an amazing job of asking questions, and I read a few stories, some weather stories to them. So if you want to be part of the Super School, we love visiting those school kids. You can have any 5 on your side meteorologist come visit your school. It's pretty easy. Send us an email to this address. Ready for it? Write it down. superschool@ksdk.com. And Anthony does these visits too, because, you know, he's a meteorologist and he's talking about those roads.
Yeah, well, I've got a couple coming up for some senior luncheons. So the seniors like it too. All right. I want to tell you about a crash we have here. This is on Tesson Ferry.
No, it's all good.
The flashing lights you see here is right near the ramp. Notice back here, see those flashing lights back there as well? So it sounds as though there was the accident on the ramp, and then once the police arrived on the scene, they got this one car here off of the ramp. So the ramp is open, getting onto 270 near Tesson Ferry, but you will notice the flashing lights in place. Also in North County, starting to see volume pick up just a bit. 270 westbound, this is looking from 170, the connector there getting you onto 270 eastbound, but no issue through that stretch. We're doing all right. But keep in mind, starting to see the typical build coming out of South County on 270 itself. We're down to about 30 to 40 miles per hour moving northbound up towards Creve Coeur. It is subtle slowing though, and it's only in pockets because our drive times are still doing about a 20-minute drive headed north and also headed southbound on 270. But keep in mind, it is damp out there and mild, so you just want to maybe throw that coat in the car for later. And of course, remember the heavier coat for the little ones too when temperatures get cold this evening. All right, Rennie, over to you.
All right, thank you, Anthony. Hey, when you sit down for breakfast this morning, you may consider pouring yourself some of the white stuff, because today happens to be National Milk Day, huh? Look at that. Doesn't that look tasty? Now, most of us consume milk as a child in bowls of cereal or in a glass, maybe with some chocolate mix added in. But we wanted to know if milk was also good for adults. So our Verify team went to work. Our sources are the USDA as well as Allison Lisco, a registered dietitian. The USDA recommends adults have 3 cups of dairy per day, and Lisco says milk may be one of the best ways to get it.
As an adult, milk can be an important part of a balanced diet. It's fantastic. The reason being is because there's so many nutrients within milk that are beneficial for the body. Those include calcium, potassium, vitamin D, protein as well. There are many reasons why milk can give a lot of good benefits to the body. We want to choose lower fat dairy products because that saturated fat actually clogs our arteries. So that's found within dairy products, and we don't need to be consuming this. It's not good for heart health.
So this morning, we can verify, yes, drinking milk is good for the adult body.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you can't stomach milk, there are a number of alternatives, such as almond, soy, or coconut milk. But read the labels, folks. For instance, almond milk has no saturated fats, but it is not considered a good source for calcium.
Okay, yeah.
Plus, some of that stuff doesn't taste good. I'll be honest about it. I only like regular milk.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Whole milk, oh yeah.
Whole milk all the way.
I do the almond and the soy milk. I do not drink milk at all. And the reason, because I have terrible sinuses.
Okay, yeah.
And
so
so
you have,
the milk always makes my sinuses
Activates
drain. And so I just avoid dairy products.
Fair enough.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons that helped me go vegan, because I already wasn't drinking milk.
Yeah.
So. And I'm still not vegan. I'm working on it.
But you know what? I've got to put milk. I got to put milk on my Captain Crunch.
Oh no!
Oh,
See,
yeah.
almond milk
not,
I
it's
think
too
tastes
crunchy.
just as good.
All right, you guys. It is 6:51. We are still working to learn more about that bombshell announcement from Governor Greitens overnight. He admits he cheated on his wife, but says he is not guilty of blackmail. More on that next in your Morning Rush.
We are back now with more of your Morning Rush.
Missouri's governor admits to having an affair while denying allegations of blackmail. Our Abby Larico gets you up to speed on these details. Abby.
Allie, Rennie, moments after praising the state of the state, Missouri Governor Eric Greitens and his wife Sheena are defending the state of their marriage, admitting Eric did have an affair before becoming governor. Now, the couple says they dealt with it privately and claims their marriage is stronger because of it. The governor's lawyer followed up with a firm denial of any reports that Greitens blackmailed the woman to keep her silent after they were together. You can read their full statements online at ksdk.com. Now, 5 on Your Side is currently working to confirm details of any possible investigations related to blackmail allegations.
That's right, Abby, and I'm Ryan Dean here in Clayton. We are expected to talk to a lawyer involved in this case within the next hour, and we'll bring that, of course, to you online and on air. But right now, we want to talk about some calls for Eric Greitens to resign from being governor for the state of Missouri. Here is State Senator Jamila Nasheed. She tweeted this, calling for the governor to resign immediately. She wrote, "We must end the culture of corruption." And then Republican Senator Rob Schaaf tweeted this after the admission, "Stick a fork in him." Rennie, Allie, back to you.
We'll have much more for you on this story throughout the morning. You can also read more right now on KCK.com and on the KCK app. Hey, do you know who this guy is? Police say he's wanted for robbing the First Mid-America Credit Union in Edwardsville yesterday. Police say he gave the note to a teller and demanded money. If you know him or where he is, you are urged to call Edwardsville Police.
Right now, chicken is flying off the line in South St. Louis. Here's a look inside the first Chick-fil-A to open within city limits, folks. It is located at the corner of Hampton and Chippewa. People camped out for 24 hours to be in line, and it was all to win free Chick-fil-A for a year. So we ask you, is it worth it?
I love me some chicken, but no, I wouldn't do that. Showers out there this morning. You'll need the umbrellas. Throughout the day, it is mostly shower activity, but a winter weather advisory is in force from 3 o'clock this afternoon till tomorrow morning. That's because we expect some of that shower activity to change over to a little light ice or freezing rain and sleet this evening. 58 warm degrees, strong southerly breezes, temps into the 60s today, but look at that big drop from 2 to 4 o'clock. We go from 61 to 38, and by about 7, 8 o'clock, we're below freezing. So again, showers will transition to a little light freezing rain, perhaps a little sleet. Not the biggest storm, but enough to slicken up the roads this evening, so take it easy out there. Anthony.
All right. Well, we did have an earlier crash on Tesson Ferry near 270. The ramp is open, but keep in mind, if you use Tesson Ferry, you're going to run into that. Here's North County, starting to see folks hit the brake lights coming out of North County 270 westbound. Otherwise, looking good. Speeds are down just a little bit, not all that bad. Here's 270 at Doherty Ferry, headed a little bit farther south, and you can see folks hitting the brake lights headed northbound, but we're still looking at plenty of space between the cars. There's the slowing 270 northbound. Speeds are down to about 30 to 50. We had 2 accidents headed away from the metro area, 64 westbound near 94 and also on 44 near Pacific at 109. Those again headed away from the metro area. And then on 270, again, just subtle slowing coming out of South County. But again, this is the time of morning when things really start to bog down. We'll keep you posted through the Today Show.
And bring a coat if you're going out later tonight.
Right. Yes.
The Today Show is next.
As always, we thank you so much for joining us. Let's do it again tomorrow morning.
Friday.
I'm in.
Friday?
I'm in.
Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Make it a great one, everybody.